Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, and I want to take a look at what's happening in the Ukraine. And I'm not talking about the war. I'm talking about the black people who are complaining that they are not being offered passage from the Ukraine into Poland. Okay, let's look at that for a minute. Let's look at the optics of that for a moment. Now, when black people congregate, a whole set of them congregate and try to enter a particular place, you must expect that there's going to be a sense of fear, apprehension. Okay, let's not sugarcoat what I am saying. Let's not bring in the romance. When a whole lot of black people show up, you want to make sure that you know what's what before you make a move, okay? I'm part of the African community, and I do not associate with black people. Every time you offer them help, they want to take your hand. I've never, in my experiences with them, I've never not been disappointed. So leaders of countries, they know this. They know this. They know that even the wealthy blacks are poor. It's a state of mind. You can give them money, you can take them out of the slums, but they're still poor. They're still living in poverty in their minds. They cannot get away from what they are. Now, let's examine this closely. What are you? What are you that you bring fear wherever you go? What is it that when I travel somewhere and I'm warned to stay away from a certain area, that certain area is where black people are? Okay. It is where black people are. That's where I'm warned. Okay, don't go to those areas. If you're gonna stay in a hostel, stay in this area or black. You're advised. You everywhere in the world, you are being advised to stay away from black people. Okay, everywhere. And anytime you sit and you talk to people from other countries, once they're comfortable with you, they'll let you know that they're made to believe that black people, oh, you're the ones who were the slaves. You're the ones who remained in slavery. Yeah, you were the slaves. You're the ones who, got dragged around by. That is the mindset of a lot of people when they see black people, when they interact with black people. It's in their minds, oh, you were the slaves. And then when you hear about black people mingling with whites, like marriage or dating whites or whatever, it seems as though they allow it because there's esoteric meaning to everything. Everything you do, as simple as you may see it as, there's a higher perspective. There's a higher way of looking at it. And although you may go about your life, just being very, just doing things day in, day out, and you don't think about it, you're being watched, or the situation is being watched. It's being handled. It's being planned. You're being steered. Okay? Because it seems as though they need people from different backgrounds to interact, either to strengthen their gene pool or whatever else they may need to happen. But there's something happening. They do it for a reason. There's never no reason. There is a reason why it is allowed. And if you look at the books that you believe in, wasn't there some text in there that said that you're not supposed to have sex with certain people, that you're supposed to keep your lineage pure and not associate or have sexual relations outside of who you are? Aren't there texts that talk about things like that? And does that not mean anything to you? Do those words not mean anything to you? You see, these things are of some importance. Whether you want to give it that importance or not, you're being used. If you are employed, if you are anywhere in the world that you are allowed en masse, if you are allowed you're being used. Now, these black people in the Ukraine that are waiting for trains or are on foot, that some are saying, oh, we're going to walk because they're not letting us in on the train, so we're going to walk. They're rather their dogs get on the trains, but they're not letting us in. So if a certain society would rather a dog have passage than you, what is that saying to you? And before the war, was everything okay? You thought everything was okay? You never thought that the dog was more important than you before this war and this dust up started in the Ukraine. You thought everything was copacetic. You thought everything was okay. But now you're realizing, hey, they really don't like us. We're here to work. We're here to have sex with some of their women, to saturate the gene pool. We're here to whatever, to be slaves. So who are these people? Who are these people at the train station that decided not to stay and fight? When you were there making your money, it was a land of what? Milk and honey and everything. You were getting by. Why is it that now that there is a little trouble, you run for the hills? You're not staying to fight. Was it not your country before? Was it not a place that you lived before and that sustained you before? Why is it that you are at the train stations? And why are you surprised? Why are you surprised that people don't want you in their countries? Not just like you just get on the train and come on and you say, oh, welcome. No, they need to know who you are. You could be a rapist. You could be a thief. You could be a murderer. You could be anything. You could be black. You could be black. Okay? So let's not sugarcoat this particular issue. Stop with all the racism talk. Stop with it because you sound stupid. What black people need to do is they need to clean their image. They need to clean their image. Okay? You need to stop killing each other. Stop killing each other. Stop raping each other. Stop stealing from each other. You need to build yourselves up to the point where other people can see you as something other than a workforce. You're just worker bees. So you need to work within yourselves and within your communities, within your own country. You say, everything starting in Africa. You need to start building a reputation, and one that even when you have money, people do not see you as being poor. They do not see you as being a slave. They do not see you as being lesser. You have to work on yourselves. No one is going to do it for you. No one. And unless and until black men start treating black women with ultimate respect, until that starts to happen, until black men start looking after their kids, until black men stop being, because I don't know where you live, but where I am, black men are the least paid. They make no money. The black women are making more in America and doing better in America than black males. So until you really take a look at yourselves, you should stop whining and talking about, oh, they're not letting us in their country and they're not letting us in and blah. No, you need to stop whining. You need to stop belly aching. You need to start working on yourselves, because if you don't, in a short while, you're going to become irrelevant. This is Sherry Veronica.